Good morning, everybody, and welcome to our webinar on FreePBX Works Best with pPhones. My name's Simon Horton. I'm the VP of Sales for Europe, and I'm joined by Justin Tolsmar, who's the Channel Sales and Business Development Manager based in the same working office as I am. So it's great to have so many of you on the webinar today. Let's quickly run over what we're going to cover. We're going to cover a quick snapshot of Sangoma, which Justin will walk you through. That should take no more than a couple of minutes, so we won't bore you to death with that. Then we'll quick overview of our UC offerings today. Then Justin and I will walk you through the meat and potatoes of this webinar, the P series phones and the key selling features of those P series phones. We'll do a quick summary of the accessories available. Then we'll sum up the whole webinar and we'll have plenty of time for Q&A at the end. I'm expecting us to talk for 20 to 30 minutes perhaps, and then we'll do some Q&A after that. And please, I would encourage you all to submit your questions into the GoToWebinar question panel, and we may interrupt each other, Justin and I, to ask those questions as we go along, but anything we don't cover, we'll get to at the end. We'll make sure that we answer those questions. If anything we can't answer is a bit too technical for us sales guys, we'll come back to you with an email at the end, an email, and we're recording this webinar, so we'll definitely share the slideware with you all as well. So no need to worry about that. We'll get the slideware out just as soon as we can. So Justin, why don't you walk us through Sangoma today?
I clicked the button already. So first of all, welcome to this webinar from me. I'm Justin. I'm the business development and channel sales, as Simon said already. I'll do a quick intro of where Sangoma is and what we're up to. So we start with, and now I can't move to the next slide. There we go. This snapshot, just some figures and some information. So where are we now? We are a global organization with about 700 plus staff. We have our research and development and our tech departments are also all over the world, Canada, USA, here in Europe, Latin America, and India. So as you can see, we are a global organization. We have customers, paying customers all over the world in over 100 countries, and the company is traded on the Nasdaq and on the Toronto Stock Exchange. We are, as you can see, a very financially healthy organization. Financial year 23, which ended in end of June this year, we had a revenue of about 253 million, which is a growth compared to the year before. And of that revenue, it's already 80% of recurring revenue. Sangoma has, in the last couple of years, done a reasonable amount of acquisitions. The latest ones were in 2021, StartStar and NetFortris. Before that, we had companies like Digium and Dialogic CCD, perhaps all well-known organizations, VegaStream. We still have those products in our product portfolio, as you will see later on. We have a very rich and diverse customer base, so over 100,000 paying customers globally. We have 2.7, perhaps even more nowadays, because it is constantly growing. Unified communication seats over all our various platforms, and Simon will talk to you about the platforms that we have available. And our typical customers is businesses with customer-facing workers. So that's offices. That's so it's distributed organizations, as someone might say. So large organizations with many branches. That's the typical customer that we have. Next slide. Oh, there we go. I could do it. One of the key things, of course, is that we want to mention, because we're very proud of it, is that we are, for the 9th year in a row, featured in the Magic Quadrants. We are there as Sangoma between some very well-known names, as you can see, and this makes us proud. We are a well-established organization and well-established in the communications industry, and the the power that our organization have and the knowledge and the strength and the innovativity it shows within the Magic Quadrants. So that is definitely very proud, and it can also help you as if you are a reseller and you are talking to an end customer, the strength that Sangoma has in the marketplace. One of the key things that we always try to show is what Sangoma's complete portfolio is. I'll run through this very quickly. There's we call it the Sangoma suite. There is the middle box is a lot of ASs, as you can see. So as a services, we do, and specifically in the United States, where they have a different set of products and a portfolio than we have over here in Europe and the UK. But it shows you what kind of organization we have and what kind of solutions we provide in the world, not necessarily over here in the UK yet, I might say, because we are working hard to add some solutions in the coming periods, quarters, years over here. But so you see that as a service, everything has to do with connectivity. So trunking as a service, meetings as a service, of course, unified communications as a service, which is a key thing what we're talking about here, desktop as a service, SD-WAN, and network access. And then at the bottom row, you can see the telephony solutions that we have. So we do have the IP endpoints, so that's what we're talking about here. We have apps clients or client apps, which is say the soft phones that can be used with our unified communications platforms. Other applications that can be added onto it, and we do have still network interconnect hardware and software available, and of course FreePBX and Asterisk, which is a key thing that we're talking about also today. The key thing is we give you more options. Sangoma has such a complete product portfolio that whatever an organization needs with regards to telecommunications or telephony solutions, we can help that customer, and we can provide that, and we can deploy it in any way the customer wants it to have. That can be in the cloud, that can be on-premise, virtualized, and also hybrid options. Hardware, like phones, for instance, can be leased instead of purchased, so it's capex instead. It's not capex but opex. A little asterisk there is the lease of phones is only done with cloud solutions. So this includes the phones, the headsets, and network and connectivity. And now I'm handing it over to Simon, and he will talk to you a little bit more about our UC portfolio.
Nice one, thank you, Justin. And I'm going to focus on the UC portfolio that we have available to us in Europe, and really it consists of kind of 4 main pillars, and those 4 pillars are Asterisk, FreePBX, PBXact, and Switchvox. And of course, I'm sure lots of you out there already know all about this, but just in case you don't, I'm going to remind you anyway. An Asterisk really is a switching engine. It allows, it's the low end SIPs telephone switching kind of software that allows calls to get from A to B, and FreePBX builds on that by adding effectively a web UI on top of Asterisk to turn Asterisk into a full-featured UC platform. And we have millions of FreePBX out there today, lots of downloads every day, completely open source, completely free to use. And what you get with the FreePBX, you can add commercial modules to it that enhance the functionality and make life easier for your UC administrator. PBXact is like the commercial arm of FreePBX. So it comes with a bunch of those commercial modules that I mentioned earlier built in to make the configuration a little bit easier. And instead of being a set of individual modules like FreePBX is, you get PBXact in kind of one blob. So it's a lined up set of modules that are all QA tested by us. It's easily supportable by us. So if you have mission critical applications, I would really advise you to go look at PBXact. It's a much more commercial offering than FreePBX. And then if we continue that further, we come to SwitchVox. So SwitchVox also built on Asterisk because we own Asterisk and we like it, and it gives us a great deal of flexibility. So SwitchVox built on Asterisk, but it really takes the ease of use idea a lot further. So it's frankly a little bit less flexible than FreePBX and PBExact, but without that flexibility, it brings a lot of ease of use. You can just push these out much faster, get them working. It's easier to support, easily upgradable. So that's kind of that's where we see a lot of our resellers and user base come from, the likes of Mitel, Avaya, into that SwitchVox realm, because it's a little easier for them to understand. So I've probably accidentally covered all of the next slide with what I just said. So we said FreePBX is a free and open sourced Asterisk distribution. You go to freepbx.org, you download a full ISO. There's no support or warranty included with this. PBExact, as I said, commercial version of FreePBX. You get a configuration wizard. So the first time you turn PBExact on, it asks you a bunch of questions and gets you to, I don't know, 80 or 90% of your PBX configured. So that makes life a little bit easier. Of course, it's still very open, so we still support lots of third-party integrations. We can support up to 5,000 users. SwitchVox, as we said, much more rigorous quality assurance. It's way more polished and intuitive user interface. It's demoable to customers, and it's easy to get used to. So the training effort is much less. We look at the people that buy this stuff. The FreePBX person is looking for something that's low in cost. That's kind of the primary driver, because as I said, FreePBX, you can go to freepbx.org and you can download this thing for free. Perhaps they're looking for things that are very open, very customizable. You can integrate it very easily with your business systems. So if you're looking for something that's customizable, you go FreePBX. It appeals to the tech guys out there. If we move up to PBExact in the middle of this chart, again, people are willing to sacrifice a little bit of quality for additional cost savings. They want the benefits of the open sourceness of FreePBX, but they also want the backup of our commercial offering. So therefore, they can easily get support from us. They know they're on a supported, rigorously tested platform. And if we move all the way to the right to SwitchVox, those are people that want a commercially supported solution. They want a more polished overall user experience and something a bit more polished to give to their customers. It's very easy to demo. It's easy to quote. So from a sales perspective, it's very easy to quote out to the customer, because you don't have to worry about which modules you need to include and which you don't. And as that bottom right bullet is important. It's competing against the top tier competition from the likes of Microsoft, Avaya, those kind of guys. And before we move on to more detail about our offerings, I just wanted to mention, we have a range of UC products, like Justin said. It's all about choice, right? So you can consume UC from Sangoma in a couple of different ways, both on-premise and in the cloud, or a mixture of the two. So it's hybrid, it's cloud, it's on-prem, or it can be software and virtualized in your own data center. And that's true of SwitchVox, PBExact, and FreePBX. As well as our phones, which we'll get to, we have a suite of collaboration products. So Sangoma Talk is our mobile app. So you can install this on your Android or iOS mobile phone. And what this allows you to do is take your desk phone with you, right? So when your desk phone rings, your mobile phone will ring the app will ring on the phone at the same time. And so what this means is you don't have to give away your personal mobile number to any of your customers. Your customers bring your desk phone, and then you can pick it up wherever you might be. Sangoma Phone is kind of the same deal, but this is an app that runs on your desktop, so your laptop or your PC, rather than your mobile. So if you're sitting in Costa doing some work, you can take a phone call on your laptop. I hope you all guys all know what Sangoma Meet is, but it's a video conferencing tool. It's multi-party video conferencing. It's all run in the browser, so things like Chrome. We have mobile and desktop apps for this as well, and it basically allows you to do multi-party video conferencing, and it's built into some of our UC products as well. I can't go through a webinar without mentioning connectivity because of the the ISDN switch off around the world, which is happening, particularly in the UK, happening right now. We have a range of connectivity products, so if you need to bring analog or digital extensions or anything like that into your UC estate, you can do that using a Vega gateway. It's a protocol converter from analog or ISDN towards SIP. Our IMG gateways are more aimed at small carriers or large enterprise. These go up to 2,000 simultaneous calls, so they're much larger scale gateways. We have a line of cards which terminate telephony onto a PC, and then SBCs for security, interoperability. Again, we sell these to kind of carriers or small enterprise. So that's kind of the overview of Sangoma and what we can do. And I think, Justin, you were going to talk to us a little bit about what the P-series phones look like.
Yes, the P-series phones, that's what we're talking about here. That's why everyone is here, especially compared to or connected to FreePBX. We have a comprehensive phone catalog, as it says on the title. So you see on the right-hand side our P-series IP phones. So these are manufactured by us. This is our IP. This is our software running on it. That means that it, of course, has a tight integration with our UC platforms, and that's all of our UC platforms that we sell all over the world, even the ones that are not available over here in Europe, only in the US. They are tightly integrated with the P-series phones. That's how they are designed. But in this webinar, we talk about the integration with FreePBX and PBXact. So there is a very, very tight integration. We'll go into the different phones in more detail after this. So this is our third generation phone after the S-series phones and the D-series phones. We are very proud that we can say that we've sold over 1 million phones all over the world. So if you see, I wouldn't be surprised if you walk into an organization and look at the desk, you will see a Sangoma phone of some sort. That definitely would be great to have that even more. So a quick visual overview of what the phones are, and then we will go into a little bit more detail about the different phones. So on the left-hand side, you see what we call the value phones, the P310 and the P315. We have a mid-range phones, which is 320, 25, and 30. As you can see, they have a slightly bigger display on the phone, plus some other additional extras in some of the models. And there you see a beautiful touchscreen display executive phone, which is the P370. Of course, attendants might need to have a lot of buttons, quick call buttons, BLF buttons. That's why we have an attendant console with multiple pages and 20 BLFs on one page. And you can actually add multiple of the PM200 attendant consoles to one of the phones, and we'll go into a little bit more detail about that. Let's start with the value phone, the 310 P315, and Simon, please jump in if you want to add something. But let me start. As we say, this is the value phone. This is a phone that is a perfect fit for instance, schools, colleges, on floors, in central hallways. It's it has the basic functions. It has the ability to add 2 SIP accounts connected to this phone. It has the electronic hook switch support in it, although it might not be used on this phone that much, as we say, because this is more what you can see in, let's say, for instance, a classroom where a phone is needed, or people like to have a phone there, but they don't need to have a lot of extra functionality with it. This comes in 2 variants, the 310 and the 315. The difference is with the connectivity. So the 310 is 10 to 100 megabits Ethernet speed, and the 315 has a gigabit Ethernet speed. You can see on the right hand side that there's all the extra functionalities and features. So it does have a speaker.
You know what I really like about this phone, Justin, is the Kensington lock port. So there's actually 2 lock ports on the back of it, and these Kensington lock port is like what you normally get on a laptop. So it's like a little device, security device, so that the phones can't, get stolen from somewhere. So if you've got these in a corridor, in a halls of residence, or in a factory, that means that somebody just can't walk off with the phone. So, and we don't see this. I don't see this on too many other phone types. So I think this is a really good feature, right? You don't see many other places.
I totally agree with that. It was something that it also shows on the screen, but yeah, thank you for elaborating on it and what the big advantage of that is. Moving on to our mid-range phones, and as you can see, it has a much bigger screen, and there's 2 variants in this range: the 320, the 325, and the 330. It's not only the difference in the SIP accounts, as you can see on the right hand side. The P320, the 320 has the option for 4 SIP accounts. The P325 6, and the P330 has 12. But there's also a difference with the 330 has also Bluetooth and Wi-Fi connectivity on it, which can be handy in places where there is Wi-Fi range Wi-Fi connection, but there's no additional Ethernet cables available. So the phone can actually be connected through Wi-Fi, and the Bluetooth, of course, can be used to connect Bluetooth headphones to it. Again, the Kensington lock, so this makes it also very difficult to nearly impossible to steal them from desks if someone would like to do that. All these phones, this series phones, have gigabit Ethernet, so there's no difference in that. And I must say, I work with this phone on a daily basis. I have the phone on my desk, and it looks good. It's easy to handle. The functions are very, very intuitive. It's a nice phone to work with. The display is very, very clear.
You know what a lot of people get excited about this one, Justin, is the Wi-Fi support on the P330.
Yeah.
So you don't need to have if you've got a desk or a location where there's no spare Ethernet port, you can just you can Wi-Fi enable this thing, and it's like a Wi-Fi client, right? So that's pretty cool. That adds a
absolutely. Yeah, no, definitely. And also on one of these phones, which is the P330, the attendant console, which I showed you earlier, the PM200. So for the attendants with a large row of BLF keys can be added to this phone, and actually multiple of those.
I think you can add 5 or 6 of these things to the phone, right? If you've got a desk that's long enough, you've got like a 1.5 meter desk. I think you can add 6 of these things for another 120 buttons or something with it, and then each button has got something. You can get 2 pages. I think you can get 240 buttons if you really, really want to. If you're crazy enough to do that.
You're going into the geeky zone now, Simon. Thank you. Brilliant. Absolutely. Now we go to this. This is just a beaut. This is an executive phone. It's touch screen. It looks really, really good. Looks high quality. Specifically for this one, the 2 Kensington lock ports are I think vital. All of our phones, as I said, have electronic hook switch support. So you don't actually have to do to pick up the horn or press a button on the phone to be able to speak with your headset, which is a brilliant feature. This phone, of course, has Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. So again, the same advantages as Simon again mentioned earlier. It's brilliant. So if you are in a place where you do have Wi-Fi connectivity, but do not have a spare Ethernet port, or you simply don't want to run a wire to a desk because it doesn't look nice, you can connect it to the Wi-Fi and still have your full functional Sangoma phone connected to FreePBX, PBXX, or SwitchFox, which is absolutely amazing.
I guess we sell a lot of these to directors of businesses, right? Like senior people look at this and go, I want to be different from my staff. I want one of these on my desk, and they get really excited about it. So it's a really good sales feature. It's really nice to position with FreePBX. Say, look at this cool, amazing looking thing you can have on your desk.
Absolutely, I totally agree with that. Just to show you what a review of a P phone looks like, I think this might be the P320, but they all basically look the same. Every single phone of Sangoma has a USB port on it, which is nice. As you can see, also the electronic hook switch connection. You can use it also as a bridge, a LAN bridge to connect say for instance a PC to it, so you don't have to run two data lines to your desk. You can run your PC off the back end of the phone, and it's just used as a switch.
And I just saw a question coming in, Justin, and whilst we're dealing with the speeds and feeds, maybe we can answer that question. And the question is PoE supported, Power over Ethernet? And all of these, I'm going to answer it myself, all of these phones are, of course, PoE enabled, so everything from the 310 all the way through to the 370. I think we'll see in the next couple of slides there is an optional power supply if you don't have a PoE enabled Ethernet switch. But yes, they're all PoE enabled. We don't actually ship the power supply like a lot of other phone manufacturers. We don't ship a power supply in every box. It's kind of a waste, a bit of an environmental no-no, right? Just to ship a power supply that most people will throw away because they have an Ethernet switch. But yeah, sorry, Justin, I just wanted to.
No, absolutely. That's a brilliant add-on, and I'll tag along to that too. I'll tag on to that too, because coming back to the P330 and the P370, which are Wi-Fi enabled, so you need to have power to the phone, and if you don't have it connected to a data cable, a LAN cable, then you will need to have the power supply. So that brings the power. So we have two options to bring power to the phone, which is to a PoE or to the 12-volt adapter that can be shipped with the phone. Specifically when there's no data cables available and you want to run it on Wi-Fi, then it's an absolute necessity. Now we come to the very interesting part, which we will not talk about much, but we will definitely send this presentation out to you. This comparison is also in our brochures, which you can find on sangoma.co.uk website. Look for the phones and you will see this comparison, but we'll send it over to you. I'll give you a couple of seconds to have a quick glance at it. If you have any questions about it, please put it in the question box in the GoToWebinar app. And now we come to the most exciting part of the P-series phones, because Sangoma, we are going completely against the trend, or as we say it over here on our picture, we buck the trends. We've actually reduced the prices of the P phones recently by up to 20%. So this goes completely against all inflation and all prices going up. We thought we do our little bit to help organizations and people out. So we're actually going to reduce the price of the phones, which will make it much more interesting for everyone to definitely acquire the phones and hook them up to the FreePBX switches. What are the key selling features, or what are the big advantages of connecting the P phones to FreePBX? Zero touch provisioning. So with Sangoma phones connected to FreePBX, one of the modules in FreePBX that's in there, but is normally paid for module, which is Endpoint Manager, for to be able to configure the phones on the PBX, will become available for free as soon as you connect a Sangoma phone, and that's any phone Sangoma, but we're talking about the P series phones at this moment, connected to the FreePBX. So that means that you can manage the phone, install the phone, configure the phone from the PBX without any extra cost. Of course, we'll also make sure, because both products are ours, we make sure that everything works and keeps on working, even in newer versions of FreePBX, that it will always be working perfectly, fully integrated with FreePBX and the P phones. Anything to add to this, Simon?
No, I just guess anybody can go to portal.sangoma.com. It's completely free to register an account over there, and then once you've registered an account and you've got some phones you need to point to a FreePBX or PBX, it's really simple to go do that. So I'd encourage everybody to go take a look at that.
Yeah, absolutely. We're talking about, I was saying it already, auto provisioning, and here you see a couple of screens that we have added to our presentation. So you have the graphical user interface of FreePBX, and you can see, and I know it's small, but we will send you this over, and everyone that uses FreePBX is instantly familiarized with this screen. But then on the right hand, the two pictures on the right show you the interface, so the graphic interface, the display of the phone, so they're seamless together. The phone discovers the UC system using multicast, phone contacts the server, so it's all automatically as soon as you click it in and connect it to the same system as the phone is. So 2 simple steps: you power up the phone, choose an extension for the phone, and then from the phone you can start calling. And there's also, because it's all ours, FreePBX has a lot of interesting, brilliant features in it, a lot of phone apps. We guarantee that the phone apps like Presence and phone books fully work with our phones, always for free. And you don't have to add any extra modules for this. This is all standards within FreePBX and available on every single Sangoma phone. So that's the Presence integration, context sensitive phone books. So third parties are able to do that, but it's the dialing details. So Sangoma phones will show you state presence. This is very vital information for some organizations. Sangoma phones, with regards to presence, we can show you the presence on the phone. If you have BLFs from your colleagues on there and they go to away or do not disturb, I can actually see that visually on my phone from my colleagues, which can be very handy. I don't even have to try. More productivity apps. And this is a very interesting one, the visual voicemail. So especially when you're busy, especially when you get a lot of phone calls and people leave voicemails, they normally, when you try and listen to voicemail, it goes in order of coming in. So the oldest first and the newest last. So you'll have to listen through all the voicemails. Well, with Sangoma phone and connected to FreePBX, that's not necessary. You can actually manage it through the display of your phone. So you can see the phone number or the contact, if it's in your contacts or one of your colleagues who has called, and you can actually scroll through it and play that one. So if you notice a colleague where you are waiting for some important information and they might be the last one that has called, so normally it's in the line. If you have 5-6 voicemails already, you have to go through the first ones to get to the last one, not necessarily with this app. So the visual voicemail from the phone, you can scroll through it and listen to it on the phone through the speaker, through your headset if you have connected to it, or of course through the phone horn. Same as with queues, if you are assigned to certain queues, you can log in or log out to this queue. You don't have to go to a computer. You don't have to ask a team leader to do it. You can actually do it from your phone. This is all for free with Sangoma phones connected to FreePBX. So this is powerful. This is powerful stuff. Goes even further. On-demand service type, phone initiated call recording. So you can from the phone actually start manually call recordings if you want to, and you can park them. You can do call parking. You can view parking lots. All from the phone. This is all guaranteed to work with our with the P phones connected to FreePBX. Hopefully, you'll have a lot of questions about that. So I like to see them coming in. A couple of other productivity apps that the phones have connected to FreePBX and all our other UC solutions. So pin-based hot desking. So our phones are ready for hot desking. Log in and log out using your voicemail pin. Your voicemail pin has been set by your administrator when you start, and you can log in and log out, especially when you have people working, hybrid working, so working from home. You don't have the amount of desks of all the people that work for your organization because some people work from home on alternate basis. Then you can still use that desk and you can have your own extension connected to it, which is absolutely amazing. So that means also your call logs are not on the phone, but it can be available on any device. As soon as you log in that device, you have your call logs available because they are stored on the server. Even conference call management, which can all be done through the phone. So you don't have to go to a conference call app. You can actually do it all from the phone. It doesn't stop, guys. This is just amazing. Every single FreePBX should have P phones connected to it. One of some other benefits, of course, of the P series is a single point of support for the entire system. So if you have a challenge, we know that we know both the solutions. So we know the phones, we know the PBX, we know how they interact together. So troubleshooting, if necessary, can be very easily done. It's only done by one person, so there's no finger pointing. Oh, it's the phone manufacturer. Oh, it's the PBX. It's all done by the same support team. Help support for the FreePBX open source project. That's one key thing that I definitely wanted to mention. Is FreePBX we give away for free, and we're happy to give that away for free. It's I think the most, or if not one of the most downloaded and used open source PBXs in the world, but it costs money to develop that. Sangoma invests a lot of money to keep the project going, together with, of course, the community, which helps. But we would like potentially to spend even more on the project, and it helps if you, when you purchase the phones, some of the revenue will be added to the FreePBX open source project, so we can develop, we can keep it running. We give, and we hopefully we get a little bit back to keep on the project going and keep on innovating on the brilliant system that you all love and use. It's also the brand awareness. It helps our brand grow if you see a Sangoma phone on the desk.
Yeah, I think, Justin, it's when I talk to people about FreePBX, that people are often surprised about the amount of the code that Sangoma write versus the community.
Yep.
The vast majority of the code is written by us, right? Of course, the community contribute and they help us to test and QA and things, but the vast majority of the code is written by us. So yeah, we have a whole team of developers beavering away, making this thing better.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And it would be nice. That's every FreePBX in the world has at least one, preferably all the desk phones connected that are Sangoma.
Absolutely.
That would make us very, very happy, and they function brilliantly. Last one on this topic is, as I mentioned, Endpoint Manager and the phone apps are included as soon as you connect a Sangoma P series phones to FreePBX. We can do the same thing for third-party phones. There is no guarantee, for instance, that all the phone apps 100% work, especially when there's firmware updates from third-party vendors and those kinds of things. To give you an example, the Endpoint Manager is $199 a year for third-party phones. The phone apps is a module for $499. So we're talking about $700 already that you can save by connecting a Sangoma P phone to FreePBX. Well, if that isn't the greatest reason to choose for P phones, then you tell me what a better reason would be. As Simon alluded already beforehand, there are a couple of accessories available together with the P phones. I will go through that too. We mentioned this before. We have the power supply. So this is a different type of power supply than the previous series phones. They were 5-volt devices, but we use a 12-volt power supply for the P series phones. So you can't connect a P series phones to an S series power supply. As mentioned, this is absolutely useful for when a phone is not being able to power it, when there's no PoE available for a certain phone or in a certain place. Then you can use this power cords, this power supply. Also, as I mentioned, when using on the P330 and the P370, when using Wi-Fi, you still need to have some sort of power supply to the phone. Then this power supply is needed to connect to the Wi-Fi, and the phone will function in any other in virtual and complete normal way. After that, it's only not connected to a LAN cable. So yeah, we have 4 different regional power supplies. I know the audience, you are from various regions of Europe and even the world. So welcome and thank you for joining. But so for every region, all the different regions, different type of plugs, we have them available. If you have any questions, please get in touch with us or have a look on our portal in our shop, or contact your local reseller. So it's a 3-meter cable, 1.5 meter for the PSU lead, and then 1.5 meters to plug into the wall. So there's quite a bit of distance that can be run with it. Sangoma, as we say, we do everything with regards to telephony and communications. Of course, we have headsets, which work perfectly together with our desk phones, with our soft phones, with Sangoma Meet. So we have USB, and we have a USB connected dock and a wireless headphone. So they can be used with the electronic hook switch, which is available on our store or can be acquired through one of our reseller partners, which means that you don't actually have to press the button on the phone to pick up the phone or hang up the phone. High quality, I use it myself. Of course, fully integrated with all the functionalities that the Sangoma phones have. So if you have a phone, if you have a Sangoma PBX, why not use a Sangoma headset too, to make it all one. These are the stands and the mounts for with the phone. So we always have one desk stand included in the box. So you can have it at 2 different positions, high and low position, dependent on the angle that you want on the phone. So there's two different versions of it, but you'll get the right version of the desk stands with the phone in the box. as we mentioned before, there's also, sometimes you have a phone in a central hallway or in a classroom. You'd like to have it wall mounted. Wall mounted are an optional extra. So you select the phone that you want. And I think it's the same for all the phones. So it's just one wall mount that fits on for all the P series phones, not the D series phones can't use the same wall mount. So these are all the accessories. How to buy them? But that's the most important thing, of course. Well, if you're an existing partner, because I know we have a mix of partners and end users on the webinar. If you're a partner, contact your local Sangoma authorized distributor. If you don't know who that is, please get in touch with us. Send an email to europe@sangoma.com. If you're an end user, same thing. Contact if you are in contact with a Sangoma partner already, please get in touch with them. If not, reach out to us and we will guide you to one of our partners in your region to make it easy for you to purchase it also in your local currency. And I know we have people from Europe, of course from the UK, so different currencies. If you want to buy it in your currency for your price, get in touch with us. If you don't know who your partner, our Sangoma partner is, if you know, please reach out to them and they can give you pricing at any given moment. Simon, I'm handing it back to you.
Yeah, thank you. I think all is left for me to do, Justin, as you've done the lion's share, is to sum up. So what is our summary here? So I think we talked about, I hope we've convinced you that it's worth using the P phones with Sangoma UC solutions. Of course, they're optimized to work perfectly with SwitchVox, with PBExact, FreePBX, and even Asterisk. It's a pretty strong range of phones, right? From the P310, P315, which are the kind of entry-level phones, through the 320, 325, 330 for the kind of knowledge workers, and then up to the big boss wants a bit of a stroke his ego, he buys the P370, right? So it's a pretty nice design. All our own, it's all our own design, right? So it's all our own plastics, our own IP within the box. So if we need to make a change, we can be nimble. We don't have to go to anybody else. I love the integration, right? Justin talked about it really eloquently. I love the integration with FreePBX. So you can do a lot of stuff from the phone. You don't have to, go to a different, like your laptop or anything to control the PBX or log in, log out of queues, look at voicemails, conferencing, managing. It's all just done from within the phone, which is completely intuitive. I think, that if we look at the bucks the trend graphic, we've reduced our phones. Unlike the rest of the industry where phone prices are going up, we've managed to reduce our phones in cost. So I feel like we're now really competitive with the other guys out there, but we've got at least the same, if not a better feature set from all of those guys. So it's pretty exciting, right? I'm really excited about that. I'm hoping that's going to drive a lot more sales. Of course, Sangoma, we're going to drive brand awareness, and it's critical that we get more phones out on desks, get the Sangoma name out there. I think that will help all of us. And of course, I think Justin demonstrated you don't need to pay for the management. So, if you use another brand of phone, you have to go buy Endpoint Manager, you have to go buy the phone apps, and that's quite a cost, right? And if you figure out the cost per phone, it makes even more sense to go buy Sangoma. So that's kind of the sum up. I see a couple of questions. We're beginning to run a little short on time, so maybe we'll have to cut it short, but we will get back to everybody if we don't get to your questions. What I would say on this slide is that we really mean what we say on that right-hand side. We want to get phones out there. If you say, I haven't used a P phone before, I'm a bit nervous about moving away from my current vendor, get in touch with us. We're more than happy to send you a phone to have a play with, and I'm telling you, as soon as you play with this thing, you'll love it, and then you'll want to go buy it. We for sure want to get phones out there in the hands of our customers. So please don't be shy. Drop us an email at europe@sangoma.com, and I'm copied on that email address, and we will get back to you as soon as we can.
Yes.
So Justin, we've got a few. Let's answer a couple of the many questions that have come in. Some of them are quite technical and probably beyond our knowledge. Quite frankly, but as I said, we'll make sure we get back to you.
Yeah, definitely. We'll get back to some of the people that have some more technical questions. But I like this one from Christoph. With FreePBX, contacts can be used for free with the P series phones, or does it need a commercial module?
Well, I'm very sure it can just be used, right? We don't need a commercial module for that.
No,
so yes, you get the contact directory right on the phone there.
That is it, and it will move with you if you, for instance, do hot desking. So then it will grab the contacts that you have saved from the server, because they're saved on the server. It's not saved on a specific phone. So that's one of the key features of the full integration of the different phones, the different P phones with FreePBX.
And so I was going to say, the other question comes in from Harry, who's from Miami. Actually, I didn't expect any North Americans to be on the call, but no, Harry, it's great to have you here. He's asking for a preferred distributor or a preferred way to buy phones over there in Florida. So we'll make sure we get back to you on that one. We may have to pass that to one of our colleagues in North America, because Justin and I are focused in Europe. But for sure, Harry, thanks for coming, and we'll make sure we get back to you with an answer for that. And I think, Justin, we should probably wrap up now, so we don't take any more time from these good people. But thank you everybody for coming. It's great to have so many people and so much attentiveness. So have a great day, and thanks for paying attention, and thanks for coming.
Thank you very much.